People of God, you're doing all right? Good. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine on cloud 6. Today we're talking about $800. Can I get $800? Can I get $800? I can't get $800. Okay, then I cannot do your fun. I cannot do your FUNE. I cannot. Yes, I know you have given thousands of dollars, your mama, grandmama, great grandmama, to this ministry for tithes and offerings, but I gotta get my money. And if you want me to bury your loved one, can I get $800? No. Well, this woman I'm getting ready to play, rebuked. Scene 60.
Beats. It's a show that will get you thinking. We're the top sides. Feel free to comment whether you agree or not, girl. He's got something to say.
Sir Walter Jones.
Hey.
Sir Walter Jones.
He's got something to say.
Sir Walter Jones. Sir Walter Jones. Before 7 days a week, always on time, but his time is not free. Sir Walter Jones, always on fleek. Latest trending topics have you jumping out your seat.
He's got something to say.
The water's fine. Hello, everybody. Pastoral Jones Show. I'm here. It is the midday connection, baby. Come on in, Water Fountain. Y'all doing all right? Good. It's good to see y'all out there. This shouldn't be long because we're talking about tithes and offerings again. Oh, God. God help my people. This is not a tithe show. No. I've done at least 50 of those. This is a financial show. And this is a warning to you pastors out there, you leaders, you chief deacons, and all you folks who are taking these people money and they don't see no return on their investment. And they're going to cuss you out. It's already bad that I see the government coming. The government is going to come to your church and shut this down, and you all are going to be suffering. You're going to hurt. The next Democratic president to get in there, he going to shut this down. He going to shut it down. I'm telling you. And them Democrats going to shut it down. We got a woman here. She calls out of church after the family is asked to pay $800 for a funeral of members who tithed over the past 50 years. And the pastor was like, I need my money. And so this woman kind of went off on the pastor. And a viewer discretion is advised because she's got some parting words that we who love the Lord may not want to use in public. All right, let's go ahead and play this.
Oh, baby, let me tell you.
Because I got some food coming. That doorbell should be ringing, or my sister will let me know. And then so when my food come, I'm going to have to sneak out and go get it and come back. I'll play some kind of commercial or something like that. All right, let's go.
Figure out what just happened. So I just went up on the pastor, his wife, the deacon, the church, the whole congregation, if they had something to say. Do you understand me? So me and my cousin, we get to the church to plan, to let them know how we want to plan the service or whatnot. Now, mind you, my auntie and uncle been members of this church for over 55 years. They pay their tithes faithfully. So the pastor turns around and say, that's going to be $800. $800 for what, pastor? He said, well, you know that in order for us to preach this service and do a nice homegoing, the church got to cook, and I got to pay my ushers to clean up, and then I got to pay some of my deacons to come. I said, you got to pay them to come to a homegoing for your faithful members.
Okay, let's stop right there. Paying the people to clean up and paying some people who are typically on salary, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, no problem whatsoever. If it was someone from the outside and who wanted to use the church, they should pay for the lights, gas, tables. I don't know. Okay, they should. Yes. Now I didn't know you got to pay the deacons. I didn't know that. I need to join that church and become a deacon. And I don't understand that. So he's telling her about the expenses. I got no problem with that. All right. And then
I said, let me ask you something. Where the money at when they pay their tithes every Sunday?
all right.
Where they money at when they pay for pastor anniversary?
All right.
Where they money at when they pay for church anniversary?
There you go.
Where they money at when you did fundraisers?
There you go.
Where they money at whenever you did these cookings and all this extra stuff?
Right there.
Where they money at when you needed something for your light bill?
Ouch.
Where they money at when you needed something for your rent? Where they money at when your mama and your daddy passed? And the last time I checked, my auntie did the cooking and my uncle was running around here trying to help get you a suit. These folks been members of your church since they was little kids, and they was watching you grow up. And you finna sit here and tell me your money hungry ass finna charge us to have.
Now I saw this one time, just once, but to hear it for the second time, it hit me all up in my Shannon, my Shannon, and she sounded like she was a rapper. Where that money in and where that money, and I'm saying to myself, how poor is the pastor that he need the church to do all this stuff for him? That's the problem. I'm wondering, how did y'all is the pastor a pimp daddy? Is the pastor homeless? Who y'all pastor? Who pastor is?
Right here trying to help get you a suit. These folks been members of your church
Wait
since
a
they
minute.
was.
Y'all still trying to help him get a suit? Who pastor it is? Pookie needs y'all to buy him a suit too? Come on, y'all. Who pastor this? Let me rewind this.
Where they money at when they paid for church anniversary? Where they money at when you did fundraisers? Where they money at whenever you did these cookings and all this extra stuff? Where they money at when you needed something for your light bill? Where they money at when you needed something for your rent? Where they money at when your mama and your daddy passed?
Something for your rent. I'm more confused. The more she could go down that list, I'm more confused because typically the church pays the parsonage for the pastor, so he don't really need to be asking for money for rent. And I mean that's typical. And maybe this church is a little different. But my pastor should never say, "Hey, I need to pay my rent." No, the church it's in there. We take care of that. I just don't understand what's going on here. Okay.
And the last time I checked, my auntie did the cooking and my uncle was running around here trying to help get you a suit. These folks been members of your church since they was little kids, and they was watching you grow up. And you finna sit here and tell me your money hungry ass finna charge us to have a service here? I believe the hell not. I say it's mighty funny how you praise people and you love people when they sit in front of you. I say because you get up there and you say everything that you know they want to hear. You don't preach nothing about God.
What?
All you preach about is the tithes and what somebody gonna do in building this church and building your house, getting you a brand new car.
Wait, hold up. How could he be a preacher and he ain't preaching the word? And the fact that she even mentioned that he don't preach says something horrible about this man and many other pastors out there who, when your members are like, I'm not getting fed. All I'm getting are these big empty promises about money and prosperity and coins. And I can't understand how y'all keep sitting up under these men like this. She is saying something here, and she is representing a whole bunch of folks who are waiting on their opportunity to be denied too. I'm telling y'all, she's speaking for a whole bunch of folk at her church who are not getting fed because they're being tested on the street and they can't even answer the questions. This is, can I blame the pastor fully for all of this, y'all? Huh? Can I really blame the pastor for all this? Come on. How long y'all gonna be pimped? I like to know. Let me go back to her rap.
Ever leave the hell not. I say it's mighty funny how you praise people and you love people when they sit in front of you. I say because you get up there and you say everything that you know they want to hear. You don't preach nothing about God. All you preach about is the tithes and what somebody gonna do in building this church and building your house, getting you a brand new car. Little Tommy need to go to school. Your wife need a new hairdo.
Oh no!
Your daughter needs surgery, and I need this, and I need that. And Sister Johnson over there, she having problems in her home. And Sister Sarah over there,
yes sir,
she having trouble walking.
Please,
and
girl.
I need y'all to raise some money
Thank
for
you.
her medical bills, and I need for y'all to just pray, and I need some new pulpits for the church, and
Hallelujah.
I need some new paintings on the wall, and I
Yes, sir.
need this, and I need that, and I want this, and I
Preach, girl.
want that. But you can't even help. You can't even do her service. You can't even do his service for free.
Whoop, whoop.
They done paid their way. They done paid their way for the church. They done paid their service. They done paid for the funeral. They done paid for the casket.
Preach.
They done paid for the clothes.
Yes, sir.
They done paid for the food. They done did that. Every Sunday they come to church. Every Bible study. Every prayer meeting.
Yeah.
Every time y'all want to go across the country, they right there. They can't even participate in stuff at home with their own family.
Y'all ain't helping.
They worried about being with the pastor. I wish these old folks knew how money hungry and greedy some of these damn pastors is.
Oh.
I told myself, I tell you what, we'll have a service in the front yard for free.
Wow.
Kiss my ass.
Oh. I can't move. That's right, Georgia. These expenses come with the territory, and that's why people should have life insurance. You right, Georgia? Whew. She dropped the mic. She preached the unadulterated word of God, and then cussed. She told everybody to kiss her.
Baby,
She told everybody to kiss her rump roast. So the people was commenting, and let me see if I can find something here. Pitt said, "There it is." What kind of church is this? I was right here. Look what Casey Murray says. It's small. She said, "Yo, they literally took the casket from the church and brought it to my auntie yard to finish the service. I was like, WTF, never seen no like this." Everybody at that church cussed. This got to be a Baptist church. When you got to go online and tell the pastor in front of a few thousand people to
tell y'all what just happened.
to kiss my this got to be Baptist church. Because if this was a Pentecostal church, they be binding the devil and rebuking the foul spirit. But when the Baptists get mad, they ain't trying to go in the scriptures to find nothing that Jesus or Paul said. They gonna let you know how they feel. And with a big old with a pipe or some weed in it. They could be like, let me tell y'all something. You know, church was good last week. It was real good. It was real good. It was real good. It was real good. Pastor, he preached. He preached. But I asked that fool, if he could do the funeral of my auntie. And you know that mother, you know that MF said, come, everybody, come here. I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes. I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes, y'all. I'm gonna wait 5 more. I won't subscribe and you know hit the like button because I'm about to talk about this month. Holy Ghost fell last week. I mean, the pastor was up on the communion table, dancing for the Lord. The musicians was playing. Even Mother Bobo, I think she got saved again. I need 10 more people to come in. 10 more people to come in. All right, y'all here? Y'all here? All right, let me tell y'all something. And Pastor can kiss my. Whoo, man. I'm telling you, because if it was cultured, they'd be speaking in all kind of fake tongues right by now. Whoo. I'm the pastor's daughter and was asked to pay $200 for his grandson's baby shower by staff. I am a faithful member, didn't use kitchen, everything disposable, 15 people roughly. Best Hood Life Baptist Church sermon ever, and then go to the hooping and that invitation to her buns, Lord. Y'all ain't helping this at all. I was trying to be good, and y'all ain't helping. y'all ain't helping. She said, "Hold up, let me see if she said this right because I don't think I heard this right. Hold on."
Greedy some of these damn pastors is. I told my side, tell you what, we'll have a service in the front yard for free. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. I you know, sometimes my left ear be clogged up, and sometimes I don't understand what people be saying online. But if I'm not mistaken, I think she told the pastor in front of us all to kiss. Hold on.
I wish these old folks knew how money hungry and greedy some of these damn pastors is.
I heard that.
I told my side, tell you what
she said?
We'll have a service in the front yard for free. Kiss my ass.
I thought she said that. I thought she said that. I just wanted to make sure because y'all be talking about some Uncle Sir. You know, you didn't hear what I said. I was trying to say this, and you didn't hear it. Now you got to do another show and repent to me because you didn't really hear what I was trying to say to you. But this time, I had to play it thrice. I played it thrice so that I can make sure that that's what I heard it. So what are we gonna do with this? my grits. Oh Lord, I did in front of Maria Pyramid. God save the queen. Save the queen. One of the purest women I know, Maria Pyramid. I should have. Your husband should have, or Pitts should have warned you not to come on my show today. Y'all, we have got to stop because the members ain't playing y'all's games. They ain't playing with y'all, and they ain't playing with their money. This woman took the casket out of the church and took it to the auntie's house and had the funeral in the front lawn. Y'all see my thumbnail, right? My thumbnail. All right, y'all, my food is here. Let me go down here and get my food because the squirrels may come and take off my food. I'll be right back. But I'm going to play this song I wrote for my daughter when she was 14 years old. Okay? It's on Patreon in the piano room, but y'all are blessed because I'm going to give it to y'all for free because I got to put something on while I go get my food from the front door. All right? I'll sing my song, the name of the song. I think that's the name of the song. I'll be right back. I'll sing my song. Commercial break. I'm back. I'm blickety black. And thank you all for being so patient. She was 14 when we did that song. She now 30. I don't know, 30 something. I don't know how old my children are. I don't know how old they are. All I know is I've had some of the greatest moments of my life with my children, both my son and my daughter. Obviously my grandchildren as well. All right. What a blessing. What a blessing. Oh yeah, money. Y'all, yeah, Robert said they could have kept the funeral at the funeral home. Exactly. Could have kept it there. I'm glad we did that song because it calmed all that cussing down. It calmed all the Baptist cussing down. So the expenses of the church is important. I agree with the pastor asking for money for the expenses of the church for non-members. But for people who are members of that church, who are especially faithful tithe payers and offering givers, bruh, I'm sorry to tell you, but here's the problem I'm having is the lack of an agreement. What do I mean by that? Impairment. What do I mean by that? I think you all need to write something in your bylaws or remind the membership of something. My mother's former church wanted us to pay $5 to use homegrown. She was a member for 40 years, was the highest paying tithe. Yeah, I know. The problem is, I think this show may help some of you all go back to your church and ask for some kind of meeting. You pastors, this woman what she did was help some of y'all out. All right. So what you need to do, because I got a meeting to go to tonight at my church, business meeting, is that the churches need to sit with the members and they need to say, okay, yes, we know you all are giving in your tithe and offerings, but that ain't a part of the funeral services. It doesn't include that. Whether you agree with that or not, at least you'll know so that you won't be surprised when after you've given over several years $100,000 to that church, they're going to charge you a surcharge to have the funeral there. All right. At least you'll know. But I need y'all to know, this is why I keep telling y'all that the church that you all worship at is a business. It's a business. We don't charge non-members at Greater Morning Star. Y'all need to have your funeral at Greater Morning Star in Homerville, Georgia. That's where you need to have your funeral because they don't charge. You understand? I do not charge for weddings. I do not charge for funerals. I do not charge for counseling sessions. I do not charge when people ask me to come and preach for them. No, I never have charged. I felt that it was improper for me to be charging. When the only time I ask for money is if the whoever wants me to come and do any of those services want me to travel far. All right. Marcia said it's in their bylaws. If you want me to travel far, then I'm going to ask you for some expenses. If I'm driving, then yeah, pay for my gas. If I'm flying, pay for my flight and my hotel. I can handle my own food. Don't worry about that. All right. That's all I'm requiring you of. Other than that, I don't charge. Me not charging, the Lord always blesses me. And I don't remember ever being asked to do any of these things and the people didn't offer me some money. All right. So I would do these services and the people would just hand me an envelope. You know, I don't care what's in it. I'm just glad that I was able to do a service. I was called to preach, not called to charge to preach. But if they offer me money, I will not reject it. You understand? Because I want them to be blessed. And the scripture did says to that I'm worthy of it, double honor. So I will take it, but I won't ask for it. No. For those of you on Patreon, before I get some comments, that's business coupled with ministry. You understand? YouTube, you ain't got to pay for nothing. I preach the gospel on YouTube. I don't charge y'all nothing. And those ads that pop up, I'm not putting all those ads there. YouTube automatically put those ads there. Can I turn it off? I sure can turn them off, but I ain't. For what? You don't do nothing for free either. Nope, I ain't turning them off. But here's the thing. You still ain't got to watch the ads. You ain't paying nothing for the ads. All you got to do is sit there and see the ad play, and it's going to tell you in about a second, skip this ad. They force some on you for about 30 seconds. I do know they do some of those. I don't put those in there. All right. And you just skip it. Didn't cost you nothing. But the people who want to support me in the ministry, who don't have money, when I put up my Cash App or my P.O. Box or PayPal and all these other things, you know how they support me? They watch the ad. Because when they watch the ad, I get AdSense. You understand? So some people say, you know what, I can't support him financially, but here's an ad that says skip. I'm not even going to skip this one. I'm going to let this one play, and the more it played, the more Sir Walter Jones is going to get paid. He can pay his bills and take care of his family. Those are the gracious people. They tell me that, listen, I just watch the ads to support you. Ain't that something? The little things like that is important, all right? Unless we're watching the show live and you don't want to be so far behind, so you skip ads so that we can watch it live and comment, what have you. That's how people support. But if somebody say, hey, can you come and, I want you to counsel us because we're getting ready to get married. And they say, how much? I said, no, I want y'all to get married. I'll counsel you. I'll take you through. I'll let y'all know all the crap I took myself through. Okay. And then I'm going to help you. I'm going to marry you. And if I'm still alive and you get to the point where you're getting ready to die, I'll bury you. I'll do the funeral. And I'll do ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You ain't got to give me no money. I'll do it because the Lord called me to do it. Now, if you give me something, then I'll take it and pay my bills with it. But I just don't ask for money. All right. Now, I'm not a TD Jakes or Creflo or Jamal Brown, what have you. They have a fee that they charge and what have you. They do that because they up an echelon. They got to do what they got to do. They got expenses. They got a crew of people. They bring musicians. Yeah. If I was coming and I had a musician with me, yeah, I say pay the musician. Don't worry about me. This is how I operate, and the Lord has blessed me because of it. So I'm saying all this to say to you all that you need to go to your church and say, hey, we put a lot of money in this church. What happens? Make this an insurance policy. What happens if someone died in my family and we want to have a funeral here? Is there a fee? And if they say, yes, there is a fee, then number one. Number two, you can decide whether to stay there or not. Number three, or you can decide whether to have your crew to come together and say, let's vote this out of the bylaws. Got it? Thank you, Ella. See, and y'all, the folk didn't know about the ads, and now they getting ready to bless me. Boo, my March is getting ready to look up. My stocks in March is about to look up. How much do you get for allowing the ads? It depends. It really depends on how many thousands. It's per thousand. It depends on the channel and depends on the content that you're talking about. These religious shows, you don't get that much. You just don't get that much unless you've been doing it for a long time, like an Alan Parr or someone like that, or Corey Minor. Corey Minor's a millionaire. Corey Minor's a millionaire because he go live every 5 minutes. He's a millionaire. So it's like $10 every 1,000 views. That's the average. It's about $10. It could be $15. It can vary. That's on the low end. Depending on and it also depends on how popular the content was, because some videos down through the years I've literally gotten $300 and $400 on one video. But you better believe it was 20,000 views and it was a popular video. All right. So no, I make chump change on YouTube. Pennies. I make pennies. So that's why I had to do different, other things, writing books, obviously Patreon, my music, I make money with my music and I do other things. Okay. Obviously the stock market and investing and options and stuff. I have to do a whole bunch of things just to make what y'all make in the week. I got to do a whole bunch of things because if I get sick, I don't get paid. You all can get sick. You can call your boss and take off. A sick day, vacation day, all these other points and stuff like that. We who are entrepreneurs, no. If we get sick, we don't eat. We can't take vacations like you all. We just can't. All right. All the insurance that I'm paying comes out of my pocket. My school comes out of my pocket. I don't want no loans. I would love scholarships. Eventually I'll be looking into getting those, but I don't receive. All right. So I got to work hard. Yes. And then YouTube takes a cut. They don't give me everything. If you all put some money in the super chat, if you give me $50 in the super chat, I'm not getting $50. I just need you to know that. They take a percentage. I can't remember the percentages. I think it might be 60-40. All right. It's a big chunk. Like when you all buy my books, obviously Amazon get their cut. I think it's 60-40 too. So, I tell people, thank you for the super chat. But I bet you if you send it to the Cash App, I get more. And God help you if you Zelle me. If you give Zelle me, I get all of it. All right. And so you really got to get to your. I know, Daniel, reading the Bible isn't that popular. You got to ask your pastor, the powers that be. Hey, you mean tell me you're going to ask us for extra money to bury my auntie? Wow. Now I know. So who do I fault here? Well, do I have to fault anybody? Yeah, 40% is a lot. Sure is. That's a lot. Who do I fault? I fault them both. I fault the pastor because that's highway robbery. Not having an investment plan for the church, that's sad. You already know Monkey Moves. I get 30 cents for that $1. I fight the church for not having a better investment plan, that the pastor got to live check to check. The church got to live check to check. That's a problem right there. Yeah, Wendy, you would think that would be their duties. And I fought the members who really thought that doing the funeral was going to be free. And then y'all didn't ask. You didn't check. The church is a business. First, it's a business. First. You're like, it shouldn't be a business first. It should be ministry first. Okay, let me tell you something. How long do I have to dwell with you all here? How long do I need to be with you? Your home should be the place, your first place of ministry should be at home. Yep. That's why I believe occupation prior to pastoral ministry. Your spiritual needs should be met at home. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have to leave the house to look for spiritual needs, something's wrong with your house. I'm with you, Sandra. Who's to say that they don't know they had to pay? That's the problem. I'm telling you all, you should ask. Ask now. I blame you all for being there for 40, 50 years and you didn't ask. There's no excuse. I would often use the analogy of married couples. If you are married, your best friend is your spouse. If he or she is not, then you need counseling. So if you're in the bed with your spouse and you need some kind of advice from your best friend, and you reach over your husband and grab your cell phone and call your best friend for advice, something's wrong with that. You're like, well, but the husband, he may not know this, he may not know this. Then he's not your best friend. That you can't tell your husband what you can tell your so-called best friend, your girlfriend. And he the same way. He should not be reaching over his wife to call his best friend when his best friend is laying in bed with him. I know that's hard to hear and it kind of sounds weird, but I wish I had known that. And if he's not your best friend, she's not your best friend, then y'all need to work on that happening. Because if you can't tell each other everything, then you're already separated. You already separated. My father and my mother were best friends. They were tighter than anybody I have ever seen in my life. My father told my mama everything. My mother told, thank you, Kimberly, I see you. My mother told my father everything. They covered one another. So when they were young, they wanted one another. But as they got older, they needed one another because they shared and communicated with one another. They told each other everything. All of everything. Their passwords, all their secrets. It was within one another. So you couldn't. Doing that for so many years, you could not separate them for nothing. So wherever my father was, I don't care what time of day it was, he picked up the phone and called my mama. And they would talk. They would hang up the phone, and then he would say, all right, sons, because he would take us on a job. We're going to go and get us something to eat. We'll go over here, get something to eat. Hey, baby, we're going up the street to get something to eat. And I'd be sitting there like, why he got to tell her every time he make a move? Why he always got to tell her when he going to the store? I was young and didn't understand that. He realized that he wasn't talking to another person, but he was talking to himself. She was his covering. And he wanted to make sure that she always knew where he was, just in case something happened to him. She can say, I just heard from him. Or I knew every step that he made so that I know that you lying on my man. Because he told me this way it was. I'm not talking about these cheating men. I'm talking about these good men. Oh, he was right here. And here's my phone log right here. And now some of y'all look at that as being petty. But I look at that as being such a wonderful cover. Because let me tell y'all, at the end of this, I'm going to tell y'all in a short, thank you, Holy Ghost. I didn't even plan on talking about this. But my short is going to tell y'all what I'm saying here. My short going to tell y'all. So you've got to have relationships at home, mind, body, soul, spirit at home first, so that you won't have to go looking for spiritual advice 7 days from now. You should not have to be sitting here Monday waiting on Sunday to come for some spiritual advice. A touch from the Lord. A prayer to come through, an intercessor or something. I can't wait for this weekend to talk to the pastor. No, your pastor is your husband right there at the house. Let me tell y'all something. I'm on this soapbox right now, and I'm going to stay on the soapbox because I might be helping somebody. There was a woman who got engaged to this man, and she would call me for all her biblical questions. Day in and day out, she would call me for biblical questions, and the Holy Spirit rebuked me and told me, why are you answering this woman's spiritual questions when she got a whole man who got on his knees and asked her to marry him? So they are now betrothed to one another. And she is calling you for spiritual advice. So the next time she call you, ask her if she asked her fiance, who will be her husband real soon. So she did call. Holy Spirit knew she would. And when she called, bring, I said, hello. She said, I got a Bible question for you. I said, before you ask this question, did you ask Billy Joe? She said, no. And I said, why didn't you ask Billy Joe this question before you asked me? And her words were, because Billy Joe don't know anything about the Bible. I said, so let me get this straight. You getting ready to marry a man who don't know God? She said, well, no, I'm not saying he don't know God. I said, stop right there. I said, do he go to church with you? No. When y'all together, do you ever pray together? No. Do he ever speak about God in your presence? No. I said, well, you know a tree by what? She said, the fruit it bears. Yeah, you marrying a man who don't know God. She said, wow, I never even thought about that. I said, yeah, you haven't. You're calling another man for spiritual advice, biblical questions, and you're getting ready to marry a man who don't know God. If I'm not mistaken, I think you all are trying to plow in this field and you're off balance. And the farmer is having a problem with 2 ox. She said, what? What are you talking about? Haven't you heard the scripture that says to not be unequally yoked? She said, oh, that's what that means. Yeah. That's what that means. You're getting ready to come together with a guy. And you here and he up here, and the man is trying to, break up that fallow ground, the threshing floor, and y'all are uneven. She said, wow. I said, so these questions that you have, I have the answers. But my problem is that he don't have the answers. And if he do, when you gonna find out? She said, oh, yeah, well, I said, so are you still going to marry him? She said, well, I'm thinking about it. I said, if y'all don't get counseling and you don't get it fast, this going to be the most driest, your spiritual life going to be dry. Going to be dry. Here's the thing. Sexually, y'all probably going to be the greatest sex partners the world has ever seen. But you will be unfulfilled. Because you keep calling me because you're unfulfilled. You got questions that is at the top. It's up here. These are important questions that you're asking. And you can't go to your to-be husband for the answers. What kind of bed are you lying in? You in love with being in love. You infatuated with being married. But when the chips are down, who's supposed to be your best friend can't help you. So you got to reach over him, pick up the phone, and call Walter. Why how you think that's gonna make him feel? There's no way in HELL I'm gonna be married to a woman and she got to keep reaching over me to call the pastor for spiritual advice. That's why we've got this thing wrong. Your house supposed to fulfill your needs first. And then you can go to the church for vitamins, multivitamins. I eat meat and potatoes at home. I'm getting my nourishment, but I may need a little boost. And the little boost is the vitamins that I take with my meal. You understand what I'm saying? That's what church is. Church is just multivitamins. Come on, Tara. Take off the rosy glasses. Gluten for punishment. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's double entendre. That's pretty good, though. Yeah, I don't understand that. If she was already married, 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I never understand Christians. When my mom died, I paid $800 to use their church. And this was a very well-known friend of my mom who helped me as a baby. Wow. I asked grandmama who passed before my mom. A funeral was at the church and the pastor refused the money. He would not take it no matter what. And this brother preached. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. That was Shante. So I'm not understanding how you all are not getting fed at home. I'm not understanding. My mother asked my father Bible questions. She asked him about everything. That's why I keep saying to y'all, some people, thank you, Elaine, supplements. That's why when I would say that my father raised his daughter and married her, when I first said that, people was like, ugh. The only people who understood that were the real close bunkers. They understood that. My father raised his daughter and married her. He sure did. My father fathered my mother. One of the greatest things that happened to her, probably the best thing that happened to her outside of her salvation, is my father fathered her, because her father was not there. Well, he died, and he didn't get an opportunity to show her fatherly things. You understand? So scripture actually alludes to this, because God made the woman to submit herself under a man and lack a father, even though that's her husband. One reason why Sarah called Abraham what? Can you tell me? And when we get to the New Testament, we see how the husband washes his wife in the word. As Christ loved the church, gave his life for it, the husband does the same thing for the wife. So he is supposed to instruct her in ministry and in the word. And he fathers her. Sure do. So when my father fathered my mother naturally as well as spiritually. And when we were born, we saw them acting like father and daughter. I'm telling you, he taught her how to drive, drove us crazy because we in the back seat holding on to dear life, he got her ears pierced. He got her bank accounts. He taught her how to do this. He taught her how to do that. He taught her how to cook. She didn't even know how to cook. My father taught my mother how to cook. He fathered her. And because of that, what he got in return was nurturing. Because I know I'm telling all my family business. My father's mother didn't properly nurture my father. So it was a great trade-off that God had in place for my mother and father. My father fathered my mother, trained her, raised her up, taught her in the word. And in return, my mother nurtured my father, licked all his wounds. He would come home and he would just fall in her lap. And she just mothered him. He became like a little boy. When we were out on the street with him on the job, he was a tough cookie. I mean, he was a hard taskmaster. Just mean and angry sometimes. But when he came home to mama, he turned into a 14-year-old boy. No, he was more like 7-year-old. And she nurtured him. That was the trade-off. Y'all, that actually works. I know y'all are new age girls today and you don't feel that that's important today. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Give her a spanking, right? My father taught us to cook, clean, how to sit, dress, skirts. He was a drill sergeant too. He was our spiritual leader. See, Cynthia Martinez, I'm so glad you're here because they're not hearing it. They're not hearing me, Cynthia. They're not hearing it. Somebody said, well, the mama's supposed to teach her how to cook. This is true. The mother do. But can I tell y'all a secret? The best cooks are men. You're going to pay more when men are working the restaurant than you will when the women are working the restaurant. If a waiter comes out there with a white towel and they come to your table, you about to pay more. You pay more. You got the chefs back there. Oh, you're going to pay more. Men are better cooks. They're better chefs. And they're better cleaners too. The house. My mother said clean the house. We swept the floor. We mopped the floor and we washed the dishes. But when my father said clean the house, we had to go to the Home Depot. Not Jewel School, not Piggly Wiggly. We went to Home Depot. Can y'all tell me why? Because when we had to wash the dishes for my mama, we washed the dishes. But if my father said wash the dishes, we had to take all of the dishes out of the pantry, all of them, and we re-washed them. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I think y'all getting it. We had to go to Home Depot and get some straight up, not all purpose, but specific purpose cleaner. And when we came home, we had to clean the walls and the ceilings. You got it, industrial strength. Come on, Elaine. Y'all helping me out. There was no just mopping the floor. We took a spatula. I'm talking a painter's spatula. And we had to scrape the gum off the floor. You know, you got 7 boys in that house. You're going to get some gum on the floor. And we had to scrape the gum off the floor and scrape this off the floor and scrape that off the floor. Then take some scouring pads and buff get down to the nitty, to the gritty. You got a terror. We had to wash the baseboards. Mama didn't tell us to do that, but Daddy did. You understand? And then if there was some imperfections, we had to take paint and paint that. Y'all understand? That's alpaca. You gotta pet that. That's father. And then we had to go in the light fixtures, unscrew the light fixtures, and clean the dust, spider webs, bugs. As y'all know, every house, you got bugs that's laying there, been laying there for about 16 years. You got to clean that. And when you clean all the light fixtures, and when you put it back up there, take that old bulb out and get a new bulb, put it in there, and your house brights up. You're like, why is it so bright in here? Because you've been up under a fixture that had been dirty for 16 years. Y'all understand? We had to get our knees and wash the baseboards and the floor. My father, not my mama. So when a man say clean, he don't mean just surface. Yep, moving the refrigerator and the stove, because there's a lot of grease back there, and we had to take that spatula and get all that grease off the floor, on the wall. Get all that grease off the wall, scrape it down, sandpaper sometimes. And then my father bought a sander, an electric sander, and we sanded the house that didn't have carpet. That was my father. You understand? And that house was spick and span clean, because the father's job is different than the mother's job. So don't feel some kind of way, ladies, when we say that men are better cleaners and better cooks. You benefit because you get a clean house. When I moved into this condo right here, it was brand new. My brother Dwayne and his helpers came in here, and everything, the walls are new, the paint was new, added a new brand new bathroom upstairs. He took this was 3 bedrooms upstairs, and he took the last bedroom in the back and split it in half and put a full bathroom back there. And the other side is of my walk-in closet. Everything is new. So when I came in here, if I was a woman who just wanted to clean, I'd have just wouldn't. No, I went to Home Depot. And when I came in here, matter of fact, I hired some women to come in here and do the first cleaning. I forgot the name of those women. They didn't speak a lick of English. And they came, ring the door. I said, I want this place spick and span. They came in there and they cleaned, and still dust here, dust here. I said, y'all sure y'all cleaned? They left. I got my 5-gallon bucket or whatever bucket it was, put some, and I went to scrubbing them walls. Scrubbing them walls, because I did not want to smell carpenter's dust in my new condo. No, I wanted my grandchildren to come over and they can roll on the floor and lean up against the wall if they want to and not have dust on their heads. Spotless. That's men. That's men. All right. So I know I was long talking about that, but there was a reason why I brought it up. Oh, I know why I brought it up. Because I was talking about the importance of getting everything at home so that you don't have to wait till Sunday to get it. Get it at home. Get it from your husband and get it from your wife. Brothers, let your wife anoint you. Let her pray for you. You gotta let her do the work. I wish, again, I did do that though when I was married, right before things got really bad. I told y'all the story when I got offended at church, and I felt so bad. I wanted to cry so bad because the pastor offended me. And I drove home. I didn't drive to some other woman's house. I didn't call some other woman, to inspire me, to encourage me and pray for me. I didn't ask some other bobo to lay hands on me. No, I got my butt out of that church, drove home to my wife, went upstairs. She was laying on the bed, and I went upstairs, and I collapsed in her arms. What's wrong, baby? I told her what happened. And she rubbed my head and anointed me, prayed for me. I felt like a 5-year-old. But that's all I needed. She didn't need to say a whole lot. I just needed to be in the protective arms of a nurturer. It's a great payoff, y'all. It's an amazing trade-off. And she nurtured me back to health. And said, you are such an amazing young man. Me? Me? You talking about me? Yes, you are, baby. Yeah, you are. You know you my boo. That pastor didn't know what he's talking about. He wish he had a third of the power that's within you. Me? Yeah, I'm talking about you. Look at the muscles. Raise your hand again. Ooh, baby, the muscles. I got muscles? Yes, you do, baby. I have cleaners, however, it's a hit and miss. If you don't pay for deep cleaning prices, you get, yep, Harris. I called them girls, whatever that service is, thinking that I was wondering why they was so cheap. They ain't do nothing. Raise you back up with her words, sure did. Man, I went from crying to saying, my baloney got a first name. It's always, she's like, same baby. My baloney got a second name. M-A-Y. Sing it. You better spell it out. And I love to eat it every day. She's like, Hercules. She said, you got another one, baby? You got another one? My buddy. That's it, baby. Sing it. Wherever he goes, he goes. Good boy. Good boy. I was like, did I do all right? You did all right, son. You did all right. I got another one too. Kid sister. All right, that's enough. That's for those gay people. You don't want to see that one. No, you don't have a kid sister. You have a buddy. Yes, ma'am. You have a buddy. We don't do kid sisters around. Whoo! Somebody say it's time for you to eat. No, we don't do kid sisters. No. Just keep your my buddies. Stay away from that, son. Stay away from that. Yes, mommy. Stay away. All right. And then I got grown. I said, wait a minute. Let me snap out of this. Wait a minute. Baby, I didn't even eat today. Did you cook? Then I turned into the real man. Did you cook? She was like, no, I was watching the soap operas. Get in that kitchen. They got all bold after that. And see, that's your fault for healing me the way you did. I'm too strong now. I'm strengthened. Now I got to act like a old crazy husband. Listen. Thank y'all. Go to Patreon, Circle Quality Show. Go to the piano room. Sign up to the piano room for next week. Let's see what I got to drop for y'all. And I am doing an 8 weeks course on finances. And I've been shooting videos. So if you haven't seen it on Patreon yet, I'm shooting videos. 8 weeks course on proper financing in the stock market and investments. All right. It'll be dropping on Patreon in the finance room. I think I better start fresh next week, and so that we can, because some of you still, I still don't understand how to invest. I still don't know how to do this. I still don't know how to. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through it again. But if you go to the finance room and go to I got dozens and dozens and dozens of videos up there on how to. Everything is there. You all are just lazy. It's there. It's so many videos up there on how to start. So I'm gonna do it again on Patreon. Soul Jones Show. Sign up. It ain't but $5, y'all. Ain't but $5, dog. All right. Subscribe to the channel. We've been at 37,000 subscribers for the past 2 years. You know why? Because typically, this doesn't just happen to me. It happens to all YouTubers. Typically, only 20 or 30% of viewers subscribe to these channels. I'm guilty of it too. So I have to remember, Walter, you've been watching this guy every night. Hit the subscribe button. It won't cost you nothing. Just hit the subscribe button. So it's not that we're doing this on purpose. Y'all not subscribing on purpose. It's just that we don't remember to do it. All right. So hit the subscribe button for those of you who've been coming here. There are some churches, even my church, where there are people, when the pastor call for new members, if anybody want to join the church, and you see this family get up and come down, you're like, wait a minute. This family been in this church for at least 5 years. They in Sunday school, they sing in the choir, they playing the instruments, they ushering, and they just now joining. How many of y'all experienced that? It happens in my church all the time. I'm like, wait a minute, they new members? I can't get excited about that. I can't even count them. They've been here for 5 years. Now they just now joining. So that's the way YouTube is. Some of these are bunkers who haven't even subscribed to the channel yet. Like, wait a minute, I didn't even subscribe. I've been a bunker for 8 years. There you go. Thanks, bro. All right, I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. This was me, Shirley. That was you. You was at that church for 8 years. 8 long years. You ain't never joined it until yesterday. That's a shame. I thought they would remember. All right, let me go eat something right now. All right, because I lost track of what the name of the show. I don't even know what the name of the show is. Okay, love y'all. Take care of yourself. See you. Not tonight. I got a business meeting tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Patreon, apologetics class, and on the Soul Jones Show on YouTube. We'll do something tomorrow. Meet me here.
Girl skunk.
You know, the booty call is not just one side anymore. More and more today, women are taking the aggressive role over men. Man was the aggressive one. He was the chaser. He was the one that called the house. He was the one that came by the house. He's the one that paid the bills, went out to eat. He paid, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, I don't know when it happened, women are the aggressive ones. They're doing all of the calling. They're the ones showing up at the house. They're the ones taking the guy out to eat, and she's paying the bills, and she's the one doing the booty calls. All this, and then him committing doesn't really happen in many of them because you've taken away that power and that instinct that God has given him, the joy of the chase.
Madame, control yourself. Your conduct is unseemly. Control yourself.
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sir Walter Jones to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.
Hi guys, my name is Rebecca Jones and you're watching the Sir Walter Jones Show. Bye.
He's got something to say. He's got something to say. Sir Walter Jones. Sir Walter Jones. jumping out your